my opinion, is not enough. We have to find new solutions for how to improve the education. I didn't hear from any member of the coming parliament that he has any plan for how to improve the education.
Just wait until we
I know.
start with our
Even I
discussion to the
didn't
upcoming
hear from
parliament.
the government, this government or the government before, a plan for that. I started myself to discuss this situation in many meetings in the television. I said that to learn the student free, it has a meaning. The meaning is to make the all equal. There is no one rich can pay, and there is no student poor who can't pay. So can be prevented from education. You just make them equal.
You mean that for the elementary school, for the primary ones?
No, for university.
Even for university.
Yes.
What about the vocational education and vocational training and the very specified and technical one, which are also required in the market? I mean, in the field of the requested labors in the market.
This need also to be improved because any future will be depending on those clever technical personnel. And in Egypt before, we have those clever technical personnel, but nowadays we didn't have enough. Even in the outside market, you know that the Arab area, they need at least 500,000 nurses, okay? But you didn't have enough. And the standard is not that who can be
They're not up to the standards.
Competition
Yes.
with the Filipino and the Indian standard of nurses. So we need to improve the technical schools and to spend much on it. This is why I'm coming to the important point, which is the budget for education.
Yes.
The budget of education, the government, whatever, put a budget will not be enough. So we have to find solutions, other solutions to improve the education. In my opinion, this solution can be to return back the cost of education. How? Now you go to the university and your education was free, okay? So, but there is a cost for your education. The government pay it and the university pay it. Now you are working and you're taking a good salary. It's not bad to pay monthly a certain amount to the university again. So those who had been graduated from the university and from the high institutions have to pay back the cost of education in a long term on 30 years, let us say. And we can make a bank, we call it education bank. This money can go to this bank, and this bank can finance the universities and the high institution. And we take the budget of the government, that high budget, we direct it to the pre-university school and to the technical school. Okay. The government now is putting around maybe 20 million to the education. Okay. This 20 million, I will direct them to the pre-university schools and to the technical school. So I can do something. And I can build more schools. I can decrease the number of the students in the class. I can raise the standard of the teachers.
Raise, yes, that's very
this
important.
Is very
also.
important.
Yes,
I can build technical school, and even I bring experts from outside to learn our generations to be expert technical personnel. And the bank, the education bank, can finance the universities from the money who return it back from those graduates. And this will be enough. And it will not be hard. Because if I take, let us say, my salary is 10,000. What if I pay 1% or 2% of this 10,000 for the university where I have been
I
graduated.
from,
I think you
yes.
understand me.
Yes,
in that point.
definitely, definitely.
This is, I explained it many times,
Yes.
but I didn't find anybody to discuss it. If I
Actually,
go to the health, the same problem we have it in the health. Nobody in the cabinet or outside is facing the problem. All what happened, every minister of health will go to one hospital and take some photos beside some patient, and go to another hospital. He dismiss one director of a hospital, and he punish 3 or 4 doctors, and then he will say that the health insurance will be increased, widespread. How? How? The health insurance itself is in a very bad situation.
yes.
If you go to the hospitals, you will find drugs, you will not find
Yes.
anything.
Yes, I'll find many things.
Okay.
Many things that really need what we called a crisis management
Yes.
strategy.
Yes.
Yes, I guess many ideas can be put domain, and I guess that a real strategy has to be built on scientific basis. This is what we want, but now we need to shift to our next segment, which is the parliamentary elections and
Because
the upcoming
these subjects need a long-term
Yes, very much indeed.
discussions.
Very much indeed. And we need to see the plans of the government of what could be a strategy.
Up till now, I didn't see any plans.
Yes, indeed. We'll just take a short break and we'll come back to discuss the next parliament. What is requested from the next parliament? How is the next parliament is composed of, and what's its mission? We'll come back.
Are going to be going around and finding out, working with the Higher Election Commission, working with the Ministry of Foreign Affairs and others, and of course with civil society here, about the electoral process. They'll be here throughout this period. We will also have observers from our embassies here. There are 28 embassies from Europe who will work together on the days of the election this month and next, and working together with the local and international community to get a really good view of the overall electoral process. Now, I'm pretty sure that it'll be a good one. Egypt's learned a lot about this in the last 2 or 3 years with all the elections you've been having. I think it's the 6th time since I arrived 3.5 years ago that Egyptians are coming out to vote. And we really want to see the parliament succeed. It's an absolutely essential part of the governance of the country. And I think it's been conspicuous by its absence for the last 3 years, for reasons we all know, given what the country's gone through. But so whatever constructive contribution we can make to an effective parliamentary election and its outcome and the parliament to come, I think is good for us all. And above all, it's fantastic, we hope, for the future stability of the country, because stability of Egypt is your interest and it's our interest.
Well, welcome back and to our next segment, which is the parliamentary elections, rather the upcoming parliament. I guess we have with us over the phone Dr. Hussein Shariba, Professor of Planning. Dr. Hussein, good evening to you, sir.
Good evening, ma'am.
The upcoming parliament, of course, we all followed up with the parliamentary elections, which we have seen the first phase of it and the first round of it and the runoffs. And from your point of view, how do you view the upcoming parliament?
Well, I think the parliament which is coming, he have lots of problems. and he needs to solve it because you find all the people are putting lots of images on them. And I see the qualification of something, a part of this parliament is not sufficient. So I hope with the second part of it, they will lead the parliament into a better situation.
As you followed up with the parliamentary elections, of course, you have seen several issues, or you noted several issues that occurred during the parliamentary elections. What's your notes and observation to what occurred during the first phase of the elections?
The only thing I'm not happy with it, that people didn't go for election, or just go and vote for any you like, because this is very important to show to ourselves, number one, not to the international, but to ourselves, number one, we will choose our government and we will follow what they are doing, and we will complete our math role. This is a very simple thing. And who didn't go like this? It is just the youth. Why? Because some of them, they don't care. But
Yes.
but let's agree on one thing. We do have this is not bad as we see it.
Right.
But I think they will recognize the importance, I think, with the second part of the election, and they will try to go and meet what they want, and because they have to go and vote for the right person.
Yes.
The right person is very important.
The right person is the very important. Dr. Hussein Shriba, Professor of Planning, we thank you very much for being with us. Back to you, Dr. Salah. And as a former parliamentarian, how do you view the next or the upcoming parliament?
The upcoming parliament, the majority in the parliament will be for the independent members, not for the party members. The parties here will be minorities. The problem in the independent parties is that everyone is working with his ideas. There is no general idea collecting the whole. In fact, in all the parliament in the world, even here in Egypt.
You mean here that they are fragmented?
Yes.
Each on his own?
Each in his own ideas, yes. So how to collect these people and to make groups from them, this will be very difficult, will be very difficult. And the number of the members related to parties is very low, is very low. It will not reach more than 50 or 60 members in all the parliament. From 560, so you will face a 500 member, which is fragmented, as you say. Everyone is a party by himself according to his ideas. Okay. The question is that we have 4 types of member of the parliament. The first, new personnel. You don't know their own identity and they have not been experienced. The second is those related to the businessmen related to the former or the late national party. Members related to the, what we call it, political Islamic organizations.
But they were very few, and yes, things
Yes, I
did
know
not.
that they will not maybe increase than 20 or something like
No,
that. 20. Okay?
yes.
For in this,
Anyway,
in the two
we
sides.
don't know yet because we have the second phase too.
Then you have members which is a former ex-government officials or ex-government officials. Okay, this is the situation or this the condition of the members of the parliament. So to to collect these people in idea and to have a common pool with them, it will be difficult, and it needs some experienced parliamentary members to deal with these groups, to how to make groups inside. Because in every place, there is majority is supporting the government, and there is opposition which against the government, at least in things which they feel that the people will not like it, okay? Both the majority and minority, they are working in a systemic way to the benefits of the people.
Yes,
Okay.
that
Here
was the
will
case
not.
during the former parliaments.
Yes.
There was the majority, which is
Yes.
the,
This is
those which are the pro-government, and the minority who are opposing the parliament, or rather the government, and they are always having these kind of controversial demands and requests for the government to give the yes. That was, but now the parliament at this very particular and very critical stage passing by Egypt. This parliament, which is very important, how do you view the importance of this upcoming parliament? And with what you said, sir, do you think that we have a parliament that will carry out with what is wanted from it?
We need the parliament in this time have a very important job to do. You know, the permanent job of the parliament is legislation and censorship to the government, okay? Here, in this period, we have two things added to the work of the government. First of all, to approve a great number of laws which had been issued from President Abdel Fattah Sisi and from former temporary president, to take to be legal, you know, is necessary. And this is, I think, around 400 or more law, and need to be discussed in a short time. This is a very important work, okay? Because
400 laws that need to be studied thoroughly and
yes,
approved, or
this is number one.
approved or amended.
This is number one. Number two, you have a new constitution, and this constitution will be changed to, you know, many articles in the constitution will be changed to law, and this will change many things in the society. And this also a lot of work, because this is a new constitution and need to be approved from the parliament by changing the legislation to a law. So the work is tough. Also, we are in a period of rearranging the society economically, and to tackle the main problems we say now, the health problem and the education problem. And the,
so let's say that Article 1 of the Constitution say that one of the missions is approving several issues for, which are the policies of the government, plans, of course the political, the economical, the social, and
yes.
this is Article 101 of the Constitution.
So what I'm afraid
plus, of course, the budget.
Yes. What I'm afraid from is that this parliament can be extreme. How? Either extreme in approving everything to support the government, so the parliament will be without opposition, and this will make the people feel, you know, less confidence. Or to be extreme in the opposite side, and this can delay the work.
Yes.
That's what I'm afraid from.
Yes.
And I hope it will not be happening. But this is the main problem which, with my former experience, I feel that it can happen. Also, some members pay a lot of money in the election. And these members, of course, they want what they pay. And this is another situation. And they can attack the ministers if they don't give them what they want. So in this case, any minister can be paralyzed, because when he feels that there is member in the parliament against him too much, this will let him work be delayed, and there will be a lot of trouble.
Yes, I guess Dr. Salah will have to wait and see, because
Yes.
all your fears are the fears of many people.
That's true.
Very much. Dr. Salah Abdullah, former political analyst, we thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you.
Dear viewers, I guess we have to end it like that. I know that we all are aspiring for many things for the next parliament. I hope that the next parliament would be aware of what its mission is and how important it is. Many thanks for watching.